Greetings, fellow traders. Bullet here. It's time for the daily market wrap for Friday, August the 28th, 2020. I hope everybody had a great trading day today and a great trading week. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research. Everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. All right, let's check and see where we finish up with the market here today. So SPX up 23 points, monthly chart just right in the upper bands here on the Bollinger Band, right? So just a couple days left in the month. Weekly chart on the SPX, again, fresh all-time highs this week. So, closed, super duper high, almost a Marubozu candle. It does have a couple open gaps below, so everything is awesome. So we'll see how that goes right here. A little bit of rooms here still to go, obviously, in the RSI, so that's looking pretty good. Daily chart getting a little extended over the 8-day moving average, but again, just continuing to plow its way up here and be bullish till proven otherwise. Over the ADMA, over the upper trend line. So we'll see how that goes going into the weekend. The Fed's Bullard even commented today. He's like, "Hey, the recession's over." It's like, really? Is the stock market the recession, or like, what about the MGM just laid out? It just had a separation pay orders to like thousands of their employees. Anyway, good stuff there. So let's take a look at the SPY and see how things look today with the volume. Again, it was a Friday today, so there was some choppy price action today. It was actually decreased volume. We actually had an MOC on the sell side today, so it made it a little bit tricky to be like super bullish going into these highs. But again, the market is just in a all-time high frenzy right now. So let's take a look at the S&P futures and see how that clued us into some cues into the market, and let's see how that went here today. So pretty cool stuff. We found a nice guys. We talked about the Fibonacci retraces here today. Look at that, 618 retrace right here into the signal zone, which ended up working its way up really nicely today. We even shorted here at the highs for a little bit, got a nice move off of that too. So let's see how this goes into the weekend, right? So a little bit of after hours futures action going on right here. Let's see if it bull flags into Sunday, and where that takes us going into next week. So it should be pretty interesting there. Let's take a look at the MES as well. Okay, and just see how our geometric lines ended up playing out right here. So again, beautiful stuff, right? We triangulated, right? And look at that. We broke through that triangle with some volume here towards the end of the day, and we got a nice move on that. So, I mean, just can't complain, right? So really beautiful stuff there. And let's take a look at the Qs and see how they did today. So we had some strength, we had some weakness across the board. It was kind of like blah on the Qs today. It was all about the SPY, which is just moving on just pure adrenaline, right? So we had that going on today. Let's take a look at the IWM. Right, so IWM was just all day today. It gave a little bit of a move at the end of the day, so that was kind of nice. There was a couple things perked up there on the small caps. Let's take a look at Apple. So Apple is pretty wild here, right? Today was the last day before the split, right? So this is going to be opening a little bit lower on Monday, right? So it closed at let's say 499.23. I tell you, they love that 500 number, right? So I think they're doing a 4-to-1 split, so it should open around $1.25 on Monday. So that should be very interesting to see if folks want to really just pile in there at the cheaper prices. So we'll see how that goes on Apple going into next week. Definitely want to keep on the radar. Of course, Tesla as well, going to be splitting next week too. This one actually had some pretty nice drops on this one too. Members did really good short on this today, so really good stuff there. We got a little double bottom bounce at the end of the day too. So cool stuff on Tesla. So we had that going on. Let's take a look at couple of names that moved today, right? So Roku is beautiful. We pointed that out publicly and in the private Twitter on the strength on this one. Inside day up, right? So this is what happens, right? We talked about this in the live streams, right? You have a big breakout candle like this. It gives you an inside day the next day. We call it a jack in the box, right? So boom, right? So it pops out of there and gave a nice move here today, right? So that was a beautiful move here today, and then just kind of drifted around at the close. But really lovely stuff. We'll see if Roku gets any follow through on that side. I'm little fresh all time highs on it. We'll see how it goes. No real news on it. In terms of sustainability, but we'll see how that goes there. Nvidia gave us a couple nice pops today. We caught this breakout here today, which is nice. Members like that one, and then we also had a really nice retrace here today too on the Fibonacci here on Nvidia. Look at this, 382, my favorite bullish pullback. Right, 618s are cool, but it really skews a lot of the moving averages, things like that, a lot of the indicators. But what a nice little hammer move off of this one with some good volume, right, and then it worked its way for a bounce off of that one into the end of the day on Nvidia. So beautiful move there. We'll see. It closed really nicely too on the daily chart. Right, closed really nicely at all-time highs. This thing has been a monster, right? So it's got a ex-dividend coming up next week, so a little caution on that one. Favorite one going into next week is actually Microsoft. I like the jack-in-the-box potential on this one, so let's keep an eye on these inside day levels going into next week and see if Microsoft can start to give a nice push to the upside there. Disney is also something to keep an eye on too. It's been really strong after breaking out of this symmetrical bullfrog. Let's go ahead and duplicate this and show you where this thing could go off of this breakout. So if it really wanted to and be, do full symmetry on that one, it could work its way up here to the scene of the breakdown up there, which would be pretty cool. It's got an open gap to fill here. So definitely keep Disney on your radar going into the next week or so. And then Starbucks is nice, guys. We talked about it this weekend. I put it on the notable inside week list, right? Inside week up and really just plowed its way up here to the cloud. I'd like to see it get out of this cloud, right? So right now this is still bullish. It might get some more momentum in the next week, but not one of my favorites just because it might have run out of steam right there at the cloud. So we'll see how that goes there, or run out of caffeine, I suppose, right? So anyway, guys, good stuff. Really great job this week. Really appreciate all the interactions. Appreciate everybody for tuning in on YouTube. Love the comments, love the likes, and love the shares. So thank you guys so much for everything. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. We're going to be working on our newsletter this weekend. It's going to be a good one. They're always fun. They always give us good clues into the market price section next week. So if you're not a member, definitely look at joining so you can get that newsletter, and also join our private Twitter and Discord, where we've got so many great traders and so many great ideas out there. So we really stay on top of things. So good stuff there, guys. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your weekend. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first, and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys soon.